And by the way, I do want to say I've always been a runner. Any other runners in here? When I was younger, I would do marathons and the like, and I still can do that. A ton of running. I still do have it. I would see people when I was young. I would see people who looked like they were not in shape. They would be like kind of flabby and floppy, and I'd think, how is it these people can compete they do these long runs and they do all this amazing running when they look like that. And I can tell you, I've got some good news. You know what? Now I know. Okay. By the way, I want to talk. I noticed that opening little joke I did. It was kind of an interesting response, and I'll tell you how I know that because I told my wife that joke that when I wrote it, and she laughed out loud. Laughed out loud when I told her that joke, right? And I thought it must be funny. So I tried it on the ship this last week, and it died. I mean, it not only died, it made time stand still. It was so there was no sound, no movement, just frozen blank stares. A shiver went up my spine. So
An
because
iceberg of a joke, if you will.
I
Yeah.
oh, it was just death. It just froze the room. So I went on with the bit because I love pain. And the rest of the bit is this that I was running the other day, and this is true. And I was in a regular city kind of trail. You know, it's gravel, but it's in the city and it's a circle, and there's tons of people dragging themselves around. And I'd been running about an hour, and I was just sweating and dragging my legs and crumpled up like I'm 75, just moving so, but could hardly lift my arms. I'm such a pathetic mess because I've been running this hour. And a young woman is running the opposite way. And as she came toward me, I did everything I could just to get my hand up and give her a little wave. And when I said, hey, she went, oh, don't touch me.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was like, what does she think's going to happen here?
Yeah.
I can barely move. And suddenly I'm going to get so excited. I'm going to drag my broken body. Yeah, I got to have it. I mean, but then I stopped and I thought, you know what? It's scary to be a woman. We have women here. It's scary. Men, we don't even understand how scary it is to be in the city, be out and see men, because men are terrible and creepy and they do things. And we really, it really is scary. And then I felt bad for her. So I had to follow her home and tell her. So
That checks out. Yeah.
that killed. When I said that, the room fell apart. The crowd howled when I did that. And I stopped the show and I said, why did that kill? But the first joke died. And then someone yelled from the dark, you're not fat, is what they said.
Exactly. Exactly. I
Okay?
could have
And
told
that's
you
what
that.
you're all looking at me right now. You're not
That's
fat.
right.
It's true.
And I
That's
looked.
true. You should have seen how many people in the audience were fat.
Yeah, I was going to say, I looked around the room at 80% of the cruise ship passengers, and I realized I made a mistake. And I realized that joke depended on something very important, which is why my wife liked it. You have to see me naked.
No, we don't.
Yes,
No.
you do. If you want to understand that joke, my wife laughed. Who knows what's going on under here? But I can hide it in a blousy shirt and jeans. The audience isn't going to see. So from now on, I'm doing the show in a thong, damn it. That's all. And that joke is going to kill for the rest of history. So, okay.